Looking at part C of question 5, it reads as follows: that a real estate lender agreed to make a 10% interest-only loan on the property that had just been appraised for 1.2 million, as long as the debt service coverage ratio is at least 1.5 and the loan to value ratio does not exceed 80%. Required, the maximum loan amount, assuming the property's net operating income is 135,000 there. So one thing that you need to take note is that we're looking at, this is C, is that the loan to value ratio, let me write it properly, to value ratio is given as loan amount divided by appraised value. The debt service coverage ratio, I'll put it that in form of mnemonics. The debt service coverage ratio is given as net operating income divided by debt service. NOI, net operating income divided by the debt service. Now, once we have that, we can apply those models onto this question so that we can be able to get the maximum loan amount. Now, using, say, for example, like the loan to value ratio, so LTV is given as loan amount over appraised value. Now, in this case, we have been given 10% interest only loan that has just been appraised for 1.2 million. So that is the appraised value. The appraised value is 1.2 million. So this is 1.2. Do we have the loan to value ratio? Yes, the loan to value ratio towards the end of the question it does not exceed 80%. So we can be able to get the maximum, we can be able to get the loan amount there. So we are saying 80% is equals to loan divided by appraised value given to us as 1,200,000, like that. So if we cross multiply, we'll be able to get the loan amount. So loan is given as 0.8 times 1,200,000. How much is that? We have 960,000. That's the loan amount. Now, applying the debt service coverage ratio, the debt service coverage ratio is given as the net operating income, NOI, over debt service, which we are saying the NOI given to us is how much? We have not been given the NOI, but I can be able to see that the debt service coverage ratio is 1.5. So we have the debt service coverage ratio. Do we have the debt service? The debt service coverage ratio is right there. The net operating income, yes, we can see the net operating income towards the end of the question. Right there is given as 135,000. So we are saying if we cross multiply, the debt service coverage ratio being 1.5, and here you have NOI divided by the debt service 135,000. Rather, the NOI is 135,000. Apologies for that. The NOI is 135,000, not the debt service. So 135,000 divided by debt service, or how you are servicing a debt. If we cross multiply, we have the following. We have debt service is given as 135,000 divided by 1.5, which you're saying is how much? 135 90,000 equals divided by 1.5. We have 90,000. 90,000. So if we have 90,000, how much can we be able to get the maximum loan amount? So this loan amount, this 90,000 should be divided by the 10%. You can be able to see the 10% given to us right there at the beginning of the question. We're being told that the real estate lender agreed to make a 10% interest only loan. So we need to take this 90,000. So the loan amount is given as 90,000 divided by the 10%, like that. So 90,000, this looks like 900,000, because you're saying it's 90,000 divided by 0.1, which you're saying is 900,000. So let's try and see the loan to value ratio based on this 900,000. We are not supposed to exceed this 80% right over here, which you're saying is 80%. So let's try and see how much this value will be able to give us there. So we're saying the loan amount is now 900,000 divided by applying this formula over here for loan to value ratio. So the loan is 900,000 divided by the appraised value 1,200,000. Let's see if it exceeds the 80% threshold. So we are saying is 900 divided by 1,200,000. We have 0.75, 0.75, or which you're saying is 75%. So that means that the maximum loan amount is 900,000. Notice this loan to value ratio does not exceed the initial 80,000 or 80%, which you've actually been informed there. Now, having looked at that, part C, let's look at the final question, final subsection of question 5, which is asking us to distinguish between traditional investing and hedge fund investing. So we can be able to create a small table over here. So we have characteristic, traditional investing, and we are saying hedge fund investing. So we can be able to just draw it like that. This is the characteristic, this is investing, this is traditional investing, this is hedge fund investing. So we start with number 1, benchmark. For traditional investing, uses an index as the benchmark. For hedge fund investing is unconstrained by benchmark index. Unconstrained by benchmark index. As in, you don't have to use an index as the benchmark. There, you can use probably maybe some hypothetical benchmark, which does not necessarily have to be an index. It could be maybe another fund that can be used as the benchmark there. Number 2, the second characteristic we are saying is return objective. The return objective over here for traditional investing is relative returns as compared to benchmark. So that's why you're saying over here the benchmark is a benchmark. So relative means that it is comparing itself, or it's comparing the return component from the benchmark return. And over here it's absolute because it is unconstrained by a benchmark index. Absolute returns. That is the second characteristic. We look at the third characteristic. I can see how many marks you're asking for. How many? You can see it's 3 marks, so we don't have to exceed the third point there. And we can say the market. The market, it is correlated. Here it is correlated to stocks and bonds. Traditional investing is correlated to stocks and bonds. here you find that there is low correlation. Hedge fund investing has got low correlation with stocks and bonds. Low correlation with stocks and bonds. There. That concludes September 2015 pilot paper question 5. We thank you for having me as your tutor. God bless you.
Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to get yourself a copy of our professionally prepared study text and revision partners. Visit our shop along Tom Boyer Street, Pioneer House, 3rd floor, opposite Fire Station.